was the 1990s, a big show in a small town off I-75 in Georgia. They were called the biggest cocks in the henhouse. But things have changed since then. It's been 30 years, and they finally found a home here, like everyone else, doing a podcast. It's Erica and Mark, the phone call podcast thing.
Hey, I see it. White smoke. Hello, this is the new Pope. How can I help you?
You know, I heard that the Pope was
this?
going to be a person from the United States, but I didn't see who the new Pope was. But I had no idea that the new Pope was you.
Yeah. It's a me. It's the Pope of the Leo, the
last
ex
Pope was
VI.
a little bit on the liberal side, but I think now they've.
Hey, don't you talk shit about that last Pope. I am not religious in any way, but that last Pope, he was an example of what you should be if you're a religious person. He was. That guy was washing the poor's feet, like kind of on down on the side.
I just have a problem with the Catholic Church because I was a Catholic and I lived through a lot of that nonsense they like to do. Yeah, well,
a lot of the foot washing,
if you want to call it that.
Oh, you know,
a little further
Let me
north.
ask you: did you ever wash anybody's feet? Did you? What? Did you have something happen to you? Show me on the podcast where you were touched.
I can't say because I don't want to get sued, but I don't know. I have no idea.
Sued?
I don't know.
Who the hell's going to sue you?
I just don't want to take any chance because I can't prove nothing. I just know that I was removed from a Catholic school very fast one day, and my parents were ready to punch people.
Well, maybe that was because something else was going on that didn't involve you, and because it was so close to you, they were worried that it could have been you next.
I don't know.
And
My
that's
dad
why they
wasn't
were
even
so mad
Catholic
that they would
and
let
he
that
was
happen
mad.
to anybody. Well, yeah, dude, that was going on around my kid.
Yeah, there was some weird.
It would have been on the news.
There's a lot of weird stuff, and
yeah.
you know, I actually have a what would you call him? It's my grandmother's cousin. So would that
Therapist?
be a grand cousin or such a thing, or cousin 3 times removed?
I think it's just like I think it's a cousin thrice
and
removed,
he was a priest,
as we say in the Catholic Church.
He made a name for himself for outing people when they tried to put him in his church. And then they got to the point where they would not put him in his church anymore because he would just let the parishioners know that, hey, this is what this guy did.
Look, man, it has seemed to me that for a long time, even when I was a kid, I kind of realized that, you know, my opinion is I think the church is really populated by a bunch of gay guys who don't want to be gay guys and decide to, you know, serve God and kind of ignore that other part of their life for whatever reason. And sometimes they have a hard time controlling the urges, and I think that's
not
the minority of them.
That's pedophilia.
But I really think that the church is really just a big gathering of homosexual men. I think that there's a lot. I'm not saying every priest or Catholic person. I'm not saying anybody. I'm not saying that. This is just what I think.
Honestly,
I can't prove any of this.
You're exactly right. Not an entire. Something bad happens at a church or something bad happens with somebody in a church doesn't mean the entire population,
correct,
or whatever you call it, would be also guilty or the same.
I believe it's called a population is what it is. A population. That's what it's called. It's the congregation. Yeah. It's the. How come nobody's ever invented the word population?
I think you should go ahead and first of all copyright it and then sell it to the archdiocese.
I'm gonna actually make that and put that in the band name list. The populations. It's going in there. It's going right underneath. Let's see. We haven't looked at the band name list for a while. Let's look at the last few. We've got the Douche Chills. We've got Earworm Exchange. The Boob Spots. I won't say who did that one, but it was somebody who's a boss of mine, but I won't say their name.
Oh, your daughter.
Texas Meth Lab. Yeah, right. Third Baby Vibes. We've got the Threesome Baby. Vaguely Chinese, and I think we stopped off the last time with Ribs and Dick, which I thought was worth a revisit there. So, but Let me add population rate, Populatio. And the reason we're talking about this right now is as we record this, as we're coming on the air, it is weeks later for you listening at home, Chris, or possibly my sister, Melissa, who are our only two. That's double the listeners that we used to have.
It took us a year, but we doubled our listening.
Right. So the Pope has just been chosen, which apparently, I thought the last Pope was supposed to be the last Pope.
That's what I thought,
but
too.
I guess not, because of Nostradamus, or maybe they ran out of room on the Pope picture wall in the Vatican. I don't know how they judge these things. The world has been supposed to end, I'm not sure how many times, just since we've been alive.
Yeah.
But that's been going on for as long as there have been people, because, you know, the Mayan calendar ended in 2012. Well, we're still here. And then they said, oh, no, it was actually 2020. Well, that kind of came and went. And let's not talk about the Branch Davidians, you know, the guys wearing the black Nikes in San Diego who thought the comet Hale-Bopp was coming to take them away to another planet. And they killed themselves. Yeah, right. Yeah, so we have a new Pope. And even worse, I shouldn't say worse. I'm glad we have a new Pope and that he's an American guy. He seems to be a nice guy. The funniest thing I heard about the Pope today on ABC News was the Pope was born on the south side of Chicago, but he grew up a Cubs fan. And that really puts him in the league with the long suffering. So he certainly understands the suffering of the people. And I think that's probably true.
So he must be Irish then, huh?
He went to Peru. No, he actually went to Peru for a while and became a naturalized Peruvian citizen.
Oh, then he's
and I guess
not
he
American.
worked there
Then
for a
he's
long time before he came back to the United States. No, he's totally American. He was born and raised in Chicago. He's totally American. Well, I mean, he's still from Chicago, so that makes him an American
proxy.
I don't know. I don't know what. Maybe he has dual citizenship. Yeah. I don't have that information, but the other thing that happened at exactly the same time was that India and Pakistan have decided to go to war. Have you seen this? All over the news, the Indian and Pakistan. So I have this channel. It's an Indian news channel, and these guys. Do you know how loud and rude these Pakistanis and Indians are in real life? You've been to a hotel or a convenience store, I assume. You've encountered these people, right? They are rude, they are loud, they are also smelly. So right now we have reports of deodorant and soap being dropped on Pakistan, and it's complete and utter devastation. Okay. I'm making that part up, but no, they actually are fighting because something happened. I don't remember all the details, but there was a tourist group in Kashmir, which is a disputed part of the mountains that are shared by China and India and Pakistan, and each one of them claims control of that area. And the people who live there are like, hey, we just want to live in the mountains. Everybody else leave us alone. So anyway, there were a bunch of I guess Indian tourists up there, and they got killed by a Pakistani terror group. Like 26 of them were murdered by this Pakistani terror group. And the Indians plenty pissed off about this because the Indians and the Pakistanis are like the Hatfields and McCoys with worse accents, because now the Indians are shooting at the Pakistani airplanes. They're bombing some of the towns. Commercial airline traffic has been diverted away from Pakistan for the last couple of days. And I found this channel on YouTube. It's this Pakistan. No, I'm sorry, not Pakistan. India. See, it's all the same to me. I can't. This is going to sound racist, and it's not meant to be racist. It's just the truth. I can't tell these fucking people apart. They all talk like this. They all want to. And they're on TV. The anchors and the reporters are all yelling over each other. And it's like, oh, we are here. We are looking at the bombs are dropping. Hold on. Please do not be talking. What the fuck is wrong? Who is farting? Everyone stop farting. And I literally had to go on the internet when I first started watching this to see if I'm watching a Pakistani channel or an Indian news channel, because I literally can't tell the difference, but I can do the voice. And it turns out that I was watching the Indian channel, which I have on right now on my phone, which is muted. And it says, big moves by Indian Navy. Confirmed now. Operation Sindoor 3.0. We have got video live from Jalandhar.
So India is attacking Pakistan.
They're just highlighting. Yes, they're bombing the shit out of them right now. Shooting down their airplanes. India is a nuclear power, and so is Pakistan, though. So that would be ironic if the two people in the world who have very large populations and don't know what perfume is kill all of us.
Yeah, because
wouldn't that be something?
because that dust has got to go somewhere.
Oh, look at this. So here's the three cities that they're covering. They're covering Jaisalmer and Jammu, Jammu. And here's my favorite, Poonch, Poonch. That's the name of the city that India is apparently bombing the shit out of right now. We are bombing the Poonch, which also may be another band name. I might want to put that in there. Bombing Poonch, maybe just Poonch. We'll put Poonch in for a band name.
Yeah, maybe
right
not
underneath,
avoid the bomb.
Poonch, there you go. Poonch is right after psychological sewage. So that's going on. So we got a new pope, and India and Pakistan are fighting. And by the time you hear this, the world may be over. And that's probably before they get a chance to realize, hey, we had a space on this wall for the new pope. But what are we going to do? And that's when they realize, oh no, that's when they say the world's going to end, when we cannot put up a no picture of the new pope.
Yeah, a lot of the stuff that's just been going on for about 24 hours now.
Oh, it's been going on for just the last couple of hours. You know what's even weirder is the new pope's name is Leo. And I Googled him a little bit, and he was actually born in the middle of September, which makes him a Virgo. So it's very confusing for people who follow the astrological charts. Leo is in July, and this guy was born in September, which makes him technically Pope Virgo. I'm not sure that these Catholics know what they're doing between you and me, Mark.
Don't make that mean, because nobody's going to laugh at that one.
Why? You laughed at it.
Well, I always laugh at you.
You're still laughing at it.
Or with you.
Mm-hmm. Near me. Let's just say near me. Yeah, there you go. That's just fine also. But anyway, how's it going on your end there, Mark? How's it going with your gods? Everybody has gods. The Pakistanis got one god. The Indians got another one. Man. The Catholics got another one. You got one. Yeah.
Yeah, we got it made.
Right. So your gods. I forgot. Yeah, your gods. Yeah. Your god's in a motorcycle gang.
No,
what kind of bike does he ride? If he's cruising, does he got a cruiser?
No,
cruiser.
If he had a motorcycle, I would assume he would have he would probably have a Goldwing.
I was just going to say Goldwing because, come on, streets. That's in the Bible, I believe. You will walk on streets paved with gold wings. If you will walk with the sign of the Lord.
Close.
Now I see why you found Jesus. I get it now. It's for the motorcycles.
Had I read that earlier, I might
Mark.
have came sooner.
You know what? You might get me back if there's going to be motorcycles. I might be back in.
All right, well, let's take a quick break because I gotta ask you a question. I got a technical question. Then I got to tell you about the Cinco de Mayo party we went to.
All right, well, you're going to have to call tech support if you need any tech. I am not taking questions, but tech support is. So we can do that whenever you're ready.
We'll come back and I'll dial in tech support.
I hope he's not Indian.
Erica and Mark. The phone call.
All right, so ring, ring, ring.
Yes, hello. Thank you for calling Apple Tech Support. Very busy. Got to war today. What can I help you with? You want to hear something funny? I actually got a telemarketer call right as I was watching the Pakistani-Indian war start. And it was like, hello, this is Janine from Expedia. And I'm like, Janine, what are you doing? We're at war with the Pakistanis right now. You got time to be calling me about goddamn Expedia? Get out there on the front lines, man. And then she hung up on me. That is a true story. I am not making that. All right, I'm sorry. Back.
I don't feel good now. Can I help you? Asking a tech question to someone that's fighting a war.
No, it's okay. We have to support the war effort. We need the money. Go ahead, sir.
I ran into something really weird today. I've been working on my mytuneradio.com, and I've been flipping out the songs for.
Is
Yes.
this a long question,
From
sir?
iTunes. Now, can iTunes have bad? They can't have bad MP4s or whatever they are, MP4As. That
So it depends on, are they
well,
old or
I'm
are
getting
they
it
new?
from iTunes. I mean, do they have? Is it possible their virus or something weird could be in one of those?
No. So what you have to do is when you get something from iTunes,
Yes,
did you
bought 'em.
buy these songs or did you just go? Okay, so and you downloaded them to your hard drive. So you click
Yeah.
the little arrow that downloads them to your hard drive, and then what did
Then
you
I
do with
was
them?
dropping them into my server
From where?
from my desktop.
From your desk. So the songs
Right now,
are living
yeah,
on your
I
desktop.
can't figure out how to get them onto my hard drive. I can get a folder there and all that, but I can't get putting into the hard drive. I got to watch a video on that.
You should just be able to drag and drop them. You can't drag and drop them straight from
No.
iTunes into the hard drive.
Portable hard drive, no.
Then I want you to go into your Mac hard drive and I want you to go to the music tab and I want you to go into music and look at the library of the music and then go in there and look for all the artists and then you'll see all your music there. You can drag them from those folders to your hard drive. What else can the Apple Store do for you? We are very busy
So I can
today.
drop it
Got
from, I
more
should be
to
able to
do.
drop it from there. And I was trying to drop them out of iTunes. Maybe that was it. But it
Yeah,
but it
that's
doesn't. There's no such thing as a virus.
I think
on that,
those
though,
are just
right?
shortcut. No. What you're trying to do is drag a shortcut file that doesn't really have any data attached to it into a folder, thinking that it's an actual song, but it's not. You're trying to drag a shortcut,
Well, I was
not
going
the
in
actual file.
into my music, and I was typing in something,
Yeah.
to code it, and then all of a sudden my computer, the thing went away, and I got a big message across the screen saying this something is posing as this is not the real one. It's posing as one trying to get your information, and it locked me out. What? Yeah.
What the hell? How
I
do
don't
you
know.
get into
I
these
said,
situations? We just need to do a screen share, and the
That
Apple
was-
Store will
that
fix
was
it for
so
you.
weird,
We need to
though.
do a screen share
It
later.
kind of freaked me out. So I
Yes,
didn't know if
that's
it was
very
just
weird.
a general or whatever. So, and then we got something that said that there was a problem with the Wi-Fi. So I shut everything off. We rebooted everything.
Oh, my
And now
God.
it seems to be okay again. But the weird thing was it was just these two Bob Seger songs. I can get into every other one, but the two Bob Segers were sending me to some kind of weird thing. So I thought, is it possible that something I downloaded from iTunes?
Mark, you know what this sounds like to me? This sounds like the Bob Seger virus.
I was going to, you know what I was
That's
going
what
to
it
say?
sounds
I was going to say, it sounds like there.
What?
My dad used to say, what was the word he used to say? There was how did he word that? There was like if anything would go wrong, he would have this thing. It was supposed to be a shot at you, but like there was a nut loose. There was a nut loose around it or something like that. I don't know. In other words, it was all, yours. Kind of like when the engineer would say to you, "What'd you do?"
Yeah, I think what your problem is here is you're trying to work against the wind. You've been running against the wind. You're older now, and you're still running against the wind.
It's against technology as my wind.
Maybe you should go to Kathmandu, which I think is where the war between India and Pakistan started. I think that's really where I'm going to. If I ever get out of
what I'm
here,
gonna do.
I'm going to Kathmandu. That's right. And maybe will you be a traveling man or a beautiful loser? I don't know. But will there be a virus attached to any of this? We'll
All I
find
wanted
out.
to do was upload my Still the Same and Fire Lake. That's it.
Ugh. The two gayest Bob Seger songs. Oh
I have
my
to have some
God.
mellow stuff because my stuff
Really?
is too heavy.
Oh, well, that's pretty mellow. What are you? You couldn't find any Christopher
No,
Cross songs?
but I do have Al stored in there.
Who are you talking to? What?
No,
all I
that's
hear is
just
your
my-
phone
that's
going
my,
off.
Probably my wife walking around outside in front of the camera, making the camera go off.
What
We got a
in
lot of
the
stuff
hell
on in
is
this
going
house.
on?
Don't
up
you
there in
worry,
New Orleans?
and don't you worry
Yeah,
about it.
it's sounds Sounds like a lot of chaos there to me.
She just left
you know
me
what
a
the
note.
sound?
She walked in and left a note. It says, "Hi, honey, going to get my nails done."
This sounds almost as crazy as the border between Pakistan and India right now.
No, that's the war in my head that's that bad.
I'm going to get my nails done. I'll be back after the bombing.
Oh.
It's taken everything I have not to do that voice because I'm annoying. I'm annoying even myself at this time.
Oh my gosh.
With that voice. I know. I got to get some work done and not listen to the Indian and Pakistani YouTube channels. It's pretty entertaining, though, Mark. It really is. All right. So, what was the other question you had for me now that we've further confused each other?
Did you do anything for Cinco de Mayo?
No, man. I'm not freaking 19.
Well,
Why would I do anything for Cinco de Mayo?
It's always a good chance to go out and listen to some music and.
No, do you know? Look, I think you know who celebrates Cinco de Mayo.
No, it's white people.
Alcoholics,
people
Mark. No, it's white
drunks.
alcoholics. That's who. Yes, right. Yeah, that's not. I can't. Last time I had a beer was it's been probably on my birthday. So that's been over a month now. Yeah, I can't. That's how long. I can't remember the last time I drank a beer. That's how long it's been. I know. That's how much of an alcoholic I am. I would not know what to do with my chip because I'd be like, I don't know I could have had a beer yesterday or it could have been like 2 months ago. I don't know. Do I have to keep track of that?
No,
because I don't think I
drink
can.
Like that, it's not. If you can't remember, then it's not. Unless you have blackouts, it's okay.
No. I am 2 beers and done because I am over 30, and after you turn 30 and you have more than 2 drinks, you have a hangover that lasts until Tuesday.
Crazy, but
so
you are exactly right.
Literally the reason why that's literally the reason I kind of stopped drinking and I didn't stop drinking. I just stop at 2, and I was like, no, let me have a water. You can look at me like I'm a pussy all you want after I'm standing there with a bottle of water in my hands while you guys are chugging whatever. I don't care. I don't want to die until Tuesday.
My whole life was chugging stuff.
Yeah, which makes me suspicious of Jesus because I think that he was just on a bender on Friday and he didn't turn up until Sunday because he was a little tired. Maybe that's what happened, Mark. Jesus was over 30. He was 33.
I can't have you going there. And you know what's great about this? What's great about this is Jesus loves you anyway.
What? Well, Jesus certainly gave me my sense of humor.
I think you've been working on that.
If the Lord made me in His image, He is quite the smartass. That's all I have to say.
Actually, if you ever watch The Chosen, you'll the way he portrays Jesus is actually pretty comical sometimes. He is kind of a wise guy.
The most recent religious thing I've watched is the Danny McBride TV show called The Righteous Gemstones, which just had its season finale recently. And the guy who plays Uncle Baby Billy, who is Walton Goggins, one of the best actors of our time, he plays a TV preacher who sings. But for his final act in the last season of The Righteous Gemstones, he wanted $2 million and some cocaine so that he could get a new TV show made for his swan song before he retires. And the name of the show was called Teenjus. It's about Teen Jesus, so they shortened it to Teenjus. And the kid who was playing Teen Jesus was a terrible actor. So 60-year-old Uncle Baby Billy decided he was going to play Teenjus. It's very funny, Mark. I would encourage everyone
I don't
to watch.
know any of those
The Righteous
shows.
Gemstones.
I don't know any of those actors or any of that. So.
Oh my God! Did you watch what's the motorcycle show with Jax and everybody that we all loved?
Yes,
you did watch Sons. Yes. Oh, do you remember Sons of Anarchy? Walton Goggins was on Sons of Anarchy for 1 season. He played the transgender woman that had the big boobs. That's Walton Goggins.
So was it a boy or a girl?
Fine actor
or both?
He's a guy that was all makeup and acting. He's a great actor. He's just a guy. No, he's a guy from Alabama. No, not even that. That's just a part that that's the only time he's played a part like that. He plays an old TV preacher
Really?
in this show, and when he was on Justified, he played Boyd, who was a criminal from Kentucky who liked to blow things up because he had a dynamite fetish.
He likes to stretch his character.
He is quietly one of the best actors of my generation, not yours. You're much older than me. Yours is like Sean Connery. Mine is Walton Goggins.
I'm literally watching stuff that I used to see back in. I'm watching stuff that I used to see back in the '60s and '70s, and then I'm also rewatching stuff from the '80s because if I saw it, I was probably high.
Does this mean that you have like a black and white? Is it an SD TV? Or?
I have a smart TV. It's a big screen too, but it's I like right now I'm watching reruns of Nash Bridges. That's in color.
Oh my God. Yeah, I know. Who's
Don
in
Johnson,
that, Mark?
Cheech Marin.
Mm-hmm.
And
right.
Yasmin
And this
Leaf,
is so it's basically. So it's Miami Vice, but it's in
No,
San Francisco, and they're all 15 years older.
I thought that was supposed to be in Texas. No.
I don't know, Dan.
No,
No,
yeah,
I thought it
is
was
true.
in San
It doesn't look
Francisco.
like
I thought it was
Texas type
California.
stuff. But
Yeah, it could be Texas. I don't know. After Miami Vice, I was done with Don Johnson until I saw him in that Quentin Tarantino movie where he owned all the
he's
slaves.
he's a fair actor.
He's pretty funny in that.
But he is definitely typecasted. It's a part that he plays, and he's really good at that.
Right.
You know, he was good at Miami Vice, and any role that he played that's similar to that, he's gonna win.
Hey, you know who's good is his daughter Dakota Johnson.
Yeah,
She's
she was
fantastic.
the one that. I remember that. Oh, did you see this Saturday Night Live where she was hosting and he and Melanie Griffith were there?
Sure.
And then then she started talking about her the what is it, 50 Shades of Grey, whatever you girls were reading.
50 Shades of Grey. Yeah,
he did not have a happy face on.
Yeah, he was like,
I know
oh,
exactly.
God,
I know that feeling too because my daughter called me.
Oh no!
And said, "Daddy, I want not Daddy, can I?" But she was a grown woman. She's 20, and she's not Daddy, can I? But Daddy, I did a photo shoot, and I'm going to be in a radio station calendar, and I just want you to know before it comes out.
So she was just wearing a bikini, though, right?
Yeah, no, but it was nice that she said that.
She's a beautiful woman.
But it's still, when the pictures went out on Facebook, I literally wanted to reach in and poke everybody's eyeballs out. But the one lesson I learned from that,
I have an
and I catch that as a teachable moment, is not to be gawking and sexualizing every good-looking woman I see.
When men become fathers and they have daughters, and porn isn't just ruined for them, I don't understand how. I don't know
how you could even look
because
at that
that's somebody's daughter.
Yeah,
that is somebody's daughter right there. Every time, every stripper you see, behind every stripper you see,
is a dad crying.
Is a failed. Is a failed father is what I was going to say.
I can tell you one thing, you definitely feel that way. I didn't feel that bad because I knew it's a photo shoot. She's done photo shoots before. But it was like, who was it for? I don't even think it was for X. I think it might have been for the competition.
Was it?
For the radio station.
Right? Okay. Yeah, for the radio station, right.
What was the one that the alternative station didn't last very long at Meridian Broadcasting? Yeah.
In Fort Myers? Oh God, there was another alternative station. I don't remember that.
Or something like that.
I thought that they just put 92X on the air, and that
that's what I meant.
Yeah,
that's what it was. When that was on the air, I think they did a calendar.
Yeah.
Because I think John Ross was there at that time.
They tried. They were trying to put 99X back together on that 92.5 signal.
They brought Roach back over there and a couple other people. But it was like, that was the one that
15
she
minutes.
did it for too. I think that's mainly what she was telling me for. Not that just in case it gets back that your daughter is posing for the other team.
Yeah. Well. Technically, she is on the other team.
Yeah,
so
she's always been another team type of girl, as far as I know.
She's. I like this kid.
That's
she's
so funny because I used to run every boy out of the house as fast as they could get in.
Well, look what happened, Mark. Look what you did.
I should have been the other way around. I should have let the boys hang around and got rid of the girls.
No. Because it's difficult when you have a girl because you have to, you think you have to worry about literally every dick in town when you have a girl.
But there's more than that now. Now it's double the worry.
Look, man, we need to stop talking about this right now because now I'm getting worried. Oh, I need to go back to Watch the War for a few minutes.
Let's take a quick break, and then I want to talk to you about last week.
That is basically underway. Another big important
Can you hear
news
this?
coming in as far as the integrated defense services, they are clearly indicating that there is an ongoing operation. There is an ongoing operation, and there is a high possibility that tomorrow, around 10 o'clock in the morning, there could be another briefing coming in from the Ministry of External Affairs along with the forces. Abhishek, can you just get us more details on the briefing?
Even more damning information.
They are just yelling over each other the whole time. Oh my God! I don't know what's going on. They're just doing a little shooting at each other here.
Nothing to see.
That's all. Sorry. Let's go take a break and let me listen to my Indian people in private. And I want you to yell at me if I do the voice again. Okay? Thank
Erica and Mark. The phone call.
All right, so I was putting this Friday's show together. This Friday's show together. It's going to run tomorrow, and I was listening to that bit that we had on there. It was kind of funny because
from the Macon, Georgia
You know what made
days.
me laugh the most?
None of it.
No,
That bit
what was
wasn't
funny
funny
to
at
me
all.
was-
That's just the only one I could find.
Who was at fault here? Was it greedy me trying to make a little bit more than my $23,000 a year to go out to a convenience store?
Oh yeah, okay. So hold on. Let me set up what actually happened here. On the bit that he ran last week, we had a comedian come into the studio who wasn't very funny, and Mark had to go out to some shady gas station to go do a fucking remote at 7 o'clock in the morning. And I don't know, man. And so I'm in the studio with this not funny comedian, and Mark is calling in from the gas station telling everybody about specials on potato chips or some shit. And yeah, dude, that was some uncomfortable radio. And I don't listen to this podcast. Did you actually run that on last week's podcast?
No, it plays tomorrow.
Oh my God. Okay. So it will have played a week ago for those of you listening right now. So I would encourage you not to go back and listen to that podcast. Or at least don't listen to the last segment of last week's podcast.
At 7 o'clock in the morning doing a remote. So I said either it's a sleazy GM move.
Yeah.
Was that during Rick's time?
Okay.
Or it could even been Curtis, because he was. I like Curtis, but he would definitely, if he could sell it, he'd sell it, and that would be the end of it.
So fucking everybody hated me at that station because guess who did all the remotes?
Yes.
Me. Because they all wanted me. I don't know why. They just
Yeah.
So were you. Well, I mean, and I guess that was one that you could grab, and they probably paid you a couple $100 to go out there because I was like, no, I'm not going out there.
We should have had
Mark,
one of our
you do that.
midday guy doing the remote out there while we were on the air.
Or let's just not do it at all. Let's just not do a live report giving away free coffee from a freaking gas station.
I've seen this before, though. Now, I have seen where a radio station, a general manager or sales rep will say, I'll get the morning talent to come out, but it's going to cost you a little bit more.
During the show?
Yeah, and it'll cost you a little bit more, and then they would charge premium, but I would still get my $25 an hour. You know how I found out? When my son worked traffic.
No. I forgot about that.
He gave me all this.
Traffic,
oh my gosh, the live reads, right? The live reads
Were
that
they
we were
good?
getting paid to do, right? But they literally didn't want it. They wanted it
Right.
like a talk radio station where they didn't want you to do a bit. They wanted you to talk
Right.
out of the record and immediately go into their commercial, right? They were charging those
Right.
people talent fee of $200 per spot.
Oh.
Guess how much I made?
Okay.
$50.
Nothing.
They pocketed
Fair,
$150 towards
So
the
wait.
bottom line.
So
The
who
station.
did the station or the you
Or
sure the
maybe
sales
not.
rep
I
just
don't
didn't
know.
snake
I
that
don't
money?
know. But my son was saying, "Why are you complaining so much about doing those spots? They're paying you like the crazy. You get $200 every time you read one of those things." I go, "What?"
Oh no! I would have probably quit. I'm not even
Well,
kidding.
what I did was
would
start turning
probably
down
quit.
live reads. No, I'm not interested. No, I don't really believe in that product. But it's deodorant. No, I don't believe in that product.
What are you, Pakistani?
And then when I would give them things I wanted to
Mm-hmm.
do, like place to get my hair cut or or anything, or a place to get my teeth fixed or anything that I would really want to do, we can't sell that.
Yeah. Oh my god, dude! I feel so bad about lying to people when I was doing those endorsements back then. But they paid me so. Were you there when I was doing OptiWorld, or was that before you?
Yeah,
I
maybe.
think that was before you. They wanted me to be the spokesperson.
No, wait a minute.
For
No,
this
they wanted
eyeglass
you to be the
place.
spokesperson, and I was the one that wore glasses.
Right, you work like, yeah, and I said make him do it. I don't need glasses. I literally have 20/20 vision. There is I can see like a hawk. And you're over there with these frickin' Coke bottles on your face, and they're like, "No, we still want you to do it." And I'm like, "Oh, okay." So I had to go to OptiWorld, and I had to pick out glasses. I'm like, "I don't know what to
my
do. I've never
gosh.
done this before. I don't know what kind of glasses look good on my face." So, and they said, "We'll just make you clear lenses, and then you could just come out." So I had to go to fucking OptiWorld and get these glasses made and get an eye exam, and then I had to go do remotes there once a month. But they were paying me like $300 a week to do live reads promoting how much I love my glasses
That I
from
don't need.
OptiWorld. I did not say that. I didn't say that. How about how much better I can see and how great the staff was. But that just proves one thing to me, Mark.
I'm not likable.
I will do anything for I will do anything for money is what that proves. No, this is just they wanted me to do all the remotes, and I never understood why. I'm like, give them to somebody else. I'm tired of doing all the remotes. You're like, oh, I'm tired of all this money. But I did feel bad that I was hogging all the remotes.
Well, because
I
if you
was not
remember,
happy about it. I
That's
remember Chuck.
that's really how we got paid. We didn't get paid. They would always tell you when they're negotiating your salary how much they're going to put you out there for.
Yeah.
I remember one time at a Christmas party in West Palm. When I was first starting in radio, the general manager got pulled my name, right? And he called me up to give me my gift, and what he gave me was a clipboard that had a calculator on it. And he said that every remote I sell for this year, you're getting it. And this was a guy that was making, I was making at Star 95, I was making $11,200 a year. That's when I first started. And that year I cleared like $30,000.
Oh my God, you got a $20,000. That's the best Christmas present you ever got in your life from anybody.
Oh yeah, because back then, and it was a pretty decent sized market. West Palm was market 49, I think it was.
Yeah,
So
something like that.
I was getting $100 an hour for 2-hour remotes.
And then what? Did that stop the next year, or
Cash.
did you leave?
No, that's when he left. He got booted, and then he got actually booted for the end of the year. But I still made out pretty good because a lot of the guys that were at that station didn't really want to work. They didn't really want to do remotes and stuff.
This is just more proof that they have the money, they just don't want to pay it.
Yeah. They were
bitches.
the guys that were on full time were making really good salaries. I think the morning show was making think the morning show budget was like $500,000 a year.
Oh, yeah, dude. When I was at YNF in Sarasota, I think I was making 60, 70 grand a year. And my morning show, who was terrible, was my morning guy by himself was making 135 grand. And the sidekick was also the overnight guy who stuck around and produced and was the sidekick on the morning show. We were paying him $6 or $7 an hour.
That's amazing,
Yeah,
isn't it?
yeah, he was. And Brent was great. I actually ended up getting Brent more. They were handing out raises, and I had just been hired, and they were going to give me another raise. And I was like, oh, I'm fine with the money I have. Can we give my raise to Brent on the morning show because he does a lot,
Good for you.
and we need to pay him. So just take that money you were going to give me and give it to him. And that caused a whole problem, but we got it done.
Well, yeah, they don't want to do that because they want to. I don't know. They just like to. I don't know. They like to screw with you. And I was not a really good negotiator. One thing I should have done. I had a chance when I first started. An agent wanted to represent me.
Oh, that would have been a huge mistake. But yes.
Oh, was that? Oh, I shouldn't have done it, or I should.
I don't know, man. An agent, and what level were you at that radio station? Were you just a morning show producer?
I was a morning show producer.
Yeah, if you're a morning show producer for MJ and you have an agent, you don't think MJ wouldn't just fire you?
Well, that was before MJ got there. That was on with BC there, but I don't know.
Yeah, BC would have been cool with it, but I'm not sure who was the program director.
Denver.
I don't know. I mean, I don't know that guy. Do you think that he would have been like, my freaking producer's got an agent? Are you getting him out of here? You don't think?
I just knew I wasn't going to stay there as a producer. I could have made money. I'm pretty decent at it, but I wanted to do my own thing.
Yeah, I don't know, man. If I was a PD and my starving morning show producer came to me with an agent demanding more money, I would have said, "That's great. We're going to find somebody else for your job. Have a nice day."
Yeah, I think because I left a medium-sized market and went right down to a lower market. When I got in the below, above 150.
That stuff doesn't even matter anymore, does it?
No, it doesn't matter at anything.
Back then, boy, that stuff mattered though.
Oh, back then, yeah, because the higher the market. I mean, remember they used to have a thing called in R&R called Leap of the Week.
Right, that's right. I forgot about that. Yeah.
It was pretty big, man, because it was like I made it when I went from I was part-time at OVV and I left to take a full-time job over in Belle Glade at BGF over there. And then Denver called me there because he was bringing BC over to do mornings. And at that time, they didn't want anybody to know about it because he was coming and he was going to put him together with some other girl. And then he wanted me to come and kind of babysit him and help him. And then do overnights full time. Oh, no. He said, do that. And I said, well, I want to be on the air too. He said, well, I don't have any air shift or anything. Like I said, well, he goes, well, do you want overnights? Can you work from midnight till 9 o'clock in the morning? I said, well, yeah, you better believe I can.
Do you have any tape from those days?
I probably do, but I can't find any of my stuff.
Because I was going to say, if you have tape from those days, let's play out this show with young Mark on WOVV in West Palm Beach in the 1980s.
What I'd like to find, I do have some solo stuff. I had my that was not a young Mark though. It was when I was in
middle-aged Mark on a top 40 station from the early
Tupelo,
90s.
Mississippi. When I got the job, the tape I sent to get the job at K-Rock in Fort Myers, was really, really good. I had this game I would play. It was called "What Would So and So Say?"
Yeah.
And the bit that I sent them was there was a big sports story that there was this guy that was a pitcher that he was either a Met or a Yankee. I can't remember which one, but he's in New York City. And he was just a rude a-hole. Just super rude and didn't care and was like when he was on they couldn't do press conferences with him because he would just, that stupid so-and-so or whatever. He would use, real rough language. Tried the crowd to play. That's why I backed his Puerto Rican ass back up.
Oh, shit.
It was really bad. It was really bad. I can't remember what the name of the guy was, but he was funny to watch.
Yeah.
And this was before internet, so these were hard to find these things. But I saw it, and I'm talking about it like on some sports talk, prep stuff.
Yeah.
So I used him, as what would so-and-so say. I forgot what his name is. I said, there's a Hispanic woman pregnant standing in the subway in New York City. She says, "Excuse me, sir, can I have your seat?" What would so-and-so say?
Say it without laughing.
I don't know how I did it there. I said, "Oh, yes, ma'am, have a seat. How far along are you?" And then the last one was just wide open, What would he most likely say? "Oh, you stupid." They just beeped everything out. Beep. All you do is get knocked up all the time. And then you expect us hard-working white people to...
Did this take place in front of Trump Tower? Because it sounds like it did.
I don't know. And it was just hilarious. They just went on and on and on with beeps and everything else. And Roz about lost his crap. Even Brad thought it was like, oh my gosh, we can't do that necessarily here, but you're definitely K-Rock material.
We can't say this on our station, but we like the cut of your jib.
But we'd like you to do it, but we can't say we'd like you to do it.
But we're also a bunch of racist assholes. You'll fit in fine here.
Oh, yeah. Oh my gosh, we would just get. So. But I just thought if I had an agent, like when we were in Macon, and we were trying to get that job down there in West Palm.
I find it so hard to listen to making air checks because I know that I talk fast and I know that I talk too fast. But back then, when I was in my 20s, I talked way too fast.
Well, yeah, well, you're kind of, I don't know. It was so exciting that it almost comes across as nervous, but I think we were just excited to be wherever we were.
First of all, I was in a hurry all the time because I had giant stop sets that we had to play that were full of commercials and promos. And then we had to play, 8 to 10 records an hour they wanted out of us, which I don't think we really did much of, but we attempted it. And I just don't want to get yelled at by the consultant for not playing enough music is what a large part of it was. And that's just kind of how I talked way too fast.
Well, I went the afternoon drive, and I was trying to be like an entertaining afternoon drive. I played 10 records an hour. I did most of my setups over ramps.
Yeah.
And then while 2 or 3 songs were playing, I recorded a call back, like a game or whatever it was, or topic. And then, man, those 360s were real helpful back then. You could spin through those things quickly and edit down some phone calls and be able to move them right through.
Yeah.
And then you just kind of as you're talking, it's, well, let's go to the phone, and then you hit the button, and then you just back off, and then you, at the end of the 360, when we get ready, I would just hit record and said, coming up so-and-so and so-and-so on, whatever, and that would be the end of it. I would just play that thing all the way out into the stop set, and you were able to get records in, but 2 people talking, it's kind of hard to get 10 records.
So do you think honestly, that if we had an agent that we could have gotten shopped a little bit better and actually found a job somewhere?
I think so. An agent, don't they actually make those calls and talk to people about and know where the jobs are before they hit R&R?
Yeah. Well, I just didn't know any agents.
Yeah, I knew one. I met one in West Palm Beach. Florida's loaded. You know how Florida is. It's loaded with rich people and people that know people.
I know that Florida's loaded with people from New Jersey. That's all I know, and you're one of them.
And the guy was liked to listen to Brian BC on because it was not he just wasn't a good pop jock.
Whatever happened to him anyway? Where is he now?
He's I don't know if he's retired now or not, but he moved into the voiceover business.
I thought he was in at Rock 105 at KIOZ in San Diego, and
he was.
And then he moved back to Panama City. I heard that's the last I heard.
Yeah, he loves Panama City, and he was doing a show there, and then they gave the job. It was Woody was with him.
Brian Lee knows him. I'm gonna have to ask Brian Lee about that because
he's a voice guy.
Yeah, Brian will know where he is.
I haven't talked to him in a long time. I would love to get his number or an email address or something to say hi to him. Last time I talked to him, we were in Macon. This is the last time I talked to him.
All right, I'll ask Brian if he knows where he is, and if he's got his info, I'll pass it along to you.
And you know what's funny? Did you ever hear the liners he cut?
Oh my God, BC was great. He did stuff for our station in Macon.
Did you hear what he did for me when I was trying for the job at the talk radio station across the street on AM?
No, but I would love to.
DEN?
Do you have that? Can we play that?
Oh, if I could find it. I would
Oh,
love to.
Mark,
I just
you
got
got
to
to start finding shit.
Because it's like, I got a box full of radio stuff. I just need to go through it and pull it out. But it's like, oh my God, not bad for an... I don't even know if we're allowed to say... I mean, this is the 90s, so he could get away with stuff. We don't pay him much because he's not worth much. It's steel.
Oh, hilarious. See,
He
cheesy
wrote all these
90s
liners
radio.
for
I love
me
it.
and gave them to me. And I did a mock radio show. I did a mock 2-hour morning show.
You did
on
a
DEN.
Bowder College special is what you did.
Yes, and then I sent it in for the job, and I thought I was going to get the job, but then they ended up going with somebody. Maybe Vance guy might have got it. I'm not sure.
Seabass. It was Seabass.
Probably Seabass.
Seabass is the
Or as
guy
we
who
used-
beat us
remember we
out
used to
for
call him
2 different
Sea
gigs,
Bastard.
didn't he?
Sea bastard.
That son of a bitch. I think he's dead now. Good.
Oh, really?
It's like,
Oh.
in my
I went
head
down
he
it
is,
because
yes.
a lot of those guys we work with. I mean, if I'm 65, they've got to be 70.
Right, or dead, because people
Or more, yeah.
people partied pretty hard back in the radio days, and when you party hard, that doesn't age you well if you get to
No.
age at all.
No, I'm just blessed beyond my belief that I can still be only suffering from a few small things.
Yeah.
and
I would
a
like
lot
to
of it's
thank the hangover
correctable.
gods for saving me from potential trouble from that. I don't want to be hungover. No, I'm not going to drink a third beer. No, I'm stopping.
I didn't like the hangover, but I love the buzz, and I love running away and escaping.
Yeah, I heard. I was watching Joe Rogan, and somebody on Joe Rogan said, when you drink like that, all you're doing is you're trading off today's problems, and tomorrow they're going to be twice as bad, though. But today things are good, but you've just traded them off to be double the bad tomorrow. But
it's
right
like
now
you
you doesn't care.
Yeah, you went out with a problem,
Right.
and then you came back feeling pretty good about yourself, but tomorrow you wake up with that same problem.
Right.
And a hangover.
now things are worse, and your head hurts, and why are you throwing up?
Yes. I don't know how many shows I might have done when I went to go to see the X shows, the Xmas Ball and all that.
Yeah.
Or the rock, the K-Rock birthday bashes. And then I would the next day on the air, I have a trash can, a little small waste paper basket, sitting on my lap. I come to work.
I'm not laughing at you. I'm laughing near you. No, I'm laughing at you for that one.
No, it's okay to laugh at.
That's
me.
a good one.
It's okay. Hey, I was I'm redoing my testimony the third time now. I kind of added a mixture of the old stuff and the newer stuff, like where I'm at now, and kind of combining them because I wanted to give it a fresh.
So classic
Cool,
rock
because it's-
and new rock.
And I was like, I was really surprised at how much I've changed now. Reading the thing, going, man, I was still back in the day blaming a lot of stuff on everyone but me. Even in my testimony, I was still semi-blaming people.
Yeah, a lot of people do that.
It's like, no, these are just you, dude.
Yep.
You didn't have a bad life. You didn't have a bad childhood. What you did was you didn't know how to be a grown-up. You got married at 30 years old thinking you were an adult and you weren't. And you married a broken person and you're a broken person. And you thought the broken person was going to help you fix yourself. And then you liked the broken person because she made you look not as broken as she was. And next thing you know, you got a big hot mess and you play house for 25 years hating each other.
That sounds like a pretty common theme for a lot of people.
Yes. But it's like, I was like, oh no, but I wouldn't have done this if that. No, you did it. It doesn't matter the what ifs are always so much better.
Oh yeah, oh man, I can't tell you how many times I have to tell people, you have to do something for me. I want you to go down to the desert, and there's a spaceship there waiting for you. I want you to get on the spaceship, and I want you to get in there and get all buckled in, and I want you to hit that big green button that says go, because you need to get the hell off the planet What If, and don't go back.
You're right. It's not true. No, it's true. It's just a defense mechanism to try to help make yourself feel better.
Exactly.
It's just coping mechanisms. Lying is just as bad as doing drugs.
Hey, man, I used to have property on the River Denial, but I sold that property, and things are better now. Thank you very much. I work in metaphor. I work best in metaphor. Hey, I gotta run. We're running long today. What are you doing to people?
Yes, well, I don't know.
No one is listening to this. Everybody's bailed out as soon as you said the word testimony, they shut the whole thing off. We're done.
They were gone.
Yeah, they were gone.
Can you get a witness?
No, probably not. Not here.
It's a shame that you're not closer, because I would invite you to come hear my testimony.
Aw.
You've already know most of it because you lived it with me.
But I have a faulty memory, and I'm looking forward to Alzheimer's, and that'll be fun for everybody around me.
Forget everybody's problems that you absorb.
Right, that'll be fun. That'll probably be fun for me. Like I used to tell my mom all the time when she was getting forgetful. Oh, Mom, it's going to be great when you're old. You get to meet new people all the time.
All the time.
Yeah,
yes.
like every day. Yeah, that's exactly what happened.
All right, my friend. I'll talk to you next week.
All right, my buddy. I will talk to you then, and have a good week, and happy testimony.
Yeah, that's Tuesday. I'll tell you all about it next week.
It's a 2 for Tuesday testimony right here on your podcast radio.
Yeah, I have more than, the problem is, it's more like a block party weekend for me than a
So block party of testimony sounds like, you know what? You're making me want to drink, so I'm going to hang up now.
Bye.
See ya.
Erica and Mark. The phone call.